With so much young talent in the game right now, it's really interesting to look from farm system to farm system and see the difference in talent. While teams like the Cardinals or the Orioles are bursting with future MLB stars, teams like the Angels or the Braves really don't have a lot of guys that are going to make the difference at the major league level anytime soon. Today I'm going to be ranking the number one prospect from every team from numbers from 1 to 30. The prospect rankings I used were the ones from the official MLB website, and the factors that I used were a combination of current talent, projected talent, and injury history. With all that out of the way, let's get right into the rankings. Coming in at number 30, we got Temarr Johnson. He's currently the number one second base prospect in all of baseball, and his elite bat is what got him drafted, despite him defensively projecting as a second baseman. He struggled offensively in his first season in rookie ball / A ball, and despite not getting a lot of contact going, he was still walking at an elite level and stealing a lot of bases. He ranks so low for me personally because his bat was what got him drafted, and he didn't show a lot his first season, and he doesn't play a particularly valuable defensive position. He is really young, though, so he still has a lot of time to develop, and I expect him to be a lot better than what he currently showed in his first season. Coming in at number 29, we got Jackson Jobe from the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers were viewed as reaching when they took him with the number 3 overall pick because they passed on a guy like Marcello Mayer, which really broke my heart because I wanted Marcello Mayer to be on the Tigers. But at only 20 years old and having a slider that reaches 3,200 RPMs, he has a lot of potential. Despite possessing all the tools to be successful, he struggled a bit in low A last year with a almost 4 ERA and not striking out a ton of batters. And he ranks so low for me currently because despite his young age and possessing a lot of potential, he's going to miss all the 2023 season with a back injury and is more of a project player than a lot of the guys on this list. Coming in at number 28, we got Gavin Cross from the Kansas City Royals. He's the number 62 prospect in all of baseball. He's a very well-rounded player who hits for average in power and draws a lot of walks. He's also got pretty good speed and a strong arm that he uses to play solid defense in the outfield. He didn't rank that high for me personally because he hasn't gotten as much playing time in the minors yet as some of the players on the list who are the same age as him. Coming in at number 27, we got Shuster from the Atlanta Braves. He's currently the only unranked prospect on this entire list, and he's honestly, despite being unranked, he's a really solid pitcher. Last season between AA and AAA, he put up a 3.29 ERA with 145 Ks over 139 innings of work. At the time of me recording this video, he's actually competing for the 5th spot on the Braves rotation and has looked really solid in the spring so far, with putting up a 0.71 ERA with 16 Ks in 12 innings. He's more of an off-speed pitcher because of his low 90s fastball, but his changeup and slider are really, really polished pitches that draw a ton of weak contact and swing and misses. He also has great control over all of his pitches and does a great job of limiting walks. Coming in at number 26, we got Colson Montgomery from the Chicago White Sox. He gets a lot of comparisons to Corey Seager because he's an offense-first, lefty-hitting tall shortstop. And while he struggled at AA last year, he has the potential to hit 20 to 30 home runs every year and has a great eye. Last year between A-ball, high A, and AA, he slashed 274, 381, 810 with 30 extra base hits and 54 walks. He doesn't rank as high on this list for me because of his limited range at short. He'll probably have to switch to third base or second base, but he has a strong arm. And despite his struggles at AA, I expect him to bounce back this year. Coming to number 25, we got the Minnesota Twins prospect Brooks Lee. He's the number 31 prospect in all of baseball. And while he hasn't seen a lot of playing time at the minor league so far, the Twins have been super aggressive moving him up their system. He went from A-ball to AA in 31 games and posted a 303, 388, 839 slash line with 10 extra base hits and 16 walks in those 31 games. He didn't show a lot of pop in the games he played, but he has the frame to add plenty with him being 6'2", 205 currently. And he also has a really advanced eye for how young he is and plays really solid defense for how big he is. Coming at number 24, we got Josh Jung from the Texas Rangers. He's the number 34 prospect in all of baseball, and he's shown that he has the tools to be an elite hitter with 55 grade hitting and 60 grade power, but he struggles with plate discipline sometimes. He's also developed into a pretty reliable defender at third with a really strong arm. And he did get playing time at the major league level last year where he showed flashes of a player he could be with 10 extra base hits in 26 games, but he struggled overall as he hit 204 with a 653 OPS and 39 strikeouts in those games. He is the oldest player on the list at 25, which moved him down my list a bit because I feel like his ceiling just isn't as high as other players, but I feel like he will definitely take a step forward from last year and perform well as the Rangers' starting third baseman this year. Coming in at number 23 from the Oakland Athletics, we got Tyler Soderstrom. He's a first baseman / catcher, and he's the number 39 prospect in all of baseball currently. At only 21 years old, he's a really advanced hitter already with the ability to hit for power and contact and walk at a decent rate. Last year, he posted a 267, 324, 825 slash line with 29 homers and 55 extra base hits and 134 games with a sweet swing from the lefty side of the plate. It moved all the way from high A to triple A last year. While he's probably going to have to switch to first at some point because he is a bit of a weaker defender beyond the plate, and Shea Langoliers is already at the big league level. With how strong his bat is, you could and how quickly he's been developing, you could see him in the A's lineup at some point this season, depending on how the A's handle him. Not really sure, though, because the A's do tend to be a little bit slower with their prospects because they like to hoard them. But I really want to see him in the A's lineup at some point. Coming in at number 22 from the Seattle Mariners, we got Harry Ford. He's a number 49 prospect in all of baseball, and with a strong performance in the World Baseball Classic, I feel like Harry Ford really put the baseball world on notice. The number 49 prospect in baseball, and being only 20 years old, he's a really exciting prospect to look at. It's not often you see a catcher with the ability to be a true five-tool player, but Harry Ford really looks like he has that potential. He hits for power, contact, and has an elite eye, and plays elite defense beyond the plate because of his athletic ability. He also has 60 grade speed that he's used to steal a lot of bases. And last year in A-ball, he put up a slash line of 274, 424, 863 with 38 extra base hits, 23 stolen bases, and 88 walks in only 104 games. Coming in at number 21 from the Colorado Rockies, we got Ezequiel Tovar. He's a shortstop, and he's the number 25 prospect in all of baseball. And he was seen as more of a defensive first shortstop with his 60 grade arm and 70 grade defense when he first signed as an international prospect with the Rockies. But he's developed into a really solid contact hitter who doesn't strike out a lot and steals an occasional base. He struggled offensively in the few games he was up at the big league level for last year, but with Brendan Rodgers getting injured, Tovar is likely going to get called on to fill in that role. Coming at number 20, we got Jackson Merrill from the San Diego Padres. At only 19 years old, he's already really advanced behind the plate and plays really good defense, using his above-average speed and strong arm to his advantage. Last year, he put up really good numbers in A-ball despite limited playing time due to injuries, putting up a 339, 395, 906 slash line with 23 extra base hits, 11 stolen bases, 20 walks, and only 50 games. If he continues putting up the numbers he put up last year, you could really see him fly up in the Padres system. Coming in at number 19 from the Chicago Cubs, Crow-Armstrong. He's the number 28 prospect in all of baseball, and he honestly might be the best defender in all of the minor leagues. With 80 grade defense, he patrols the outfield with great speed and a great arm. He's a great contact hitter who's only going to add more power as he adds more muscle to his frame. And his his only weakness is that he just doesn't walk a lot. Coming in at number 18, we got Daniel Espino from the Cleveland Guardians. He's a right-handed pitcher and the number 16 prospect in all of baseball, and he has a disgusting fastball slider combo that he uses to rack up a ton of strikeouts, and he has great control over all of his pitches. He's been limited due to injuries the last couple years, but he looks electric whenever he's been on the field. The last time he was on the field for a full season in 2021, he posted a 3.73 ERA with an absurd 152 strikeouts and 91.2 innings of work. And while he doesn't look like he will be in the big leagues anytime soon, he's going to be terrifying to face once he does get there. Coming in at number 17, we got Logan O'Hoppe from the Los Angeles Angels. He's a number 53 prospect in all of baseball, and he's going to be on the big league roster at some point this year, even with a great catcher like Max Stassi behind the plate. He has all the hitting tools you could want, putting up a 286, 375, 960 slash line with 41 extra base hits and 26 bombs in Double-A last year. And even saw a little playing time on the big league roster at the end of the season where he didn't quite perform as well, but he plays an amazing defense behind the plate, which boosts his value even more. Coming in at number 16, we have Taj Bradley from the Tampa Bay Rays. He's a number 20 prospect in all of baseball at only 22 years old, and he's a really complete pitcher for how young he is, and he has really nasty stuff. While his curveball still needs a little bit of work, his fastball is electric, and his cutter and split change are gross and miss a ton of bats. He's ready to play in the big leagues, and he's more than likely going to get called up at some point this year to add to an already dangerous Tampa Bay Rays pitching rotation or bullpen. Coming in at number 15, we have a left-handed pitcher from the Toronto Blue Jays and Ricky Tidemann. He's a number 32 prospect in baseball at only 20 years old, and he's already looking like he's ready to pitch at the major league level. He's already competing for an opening day roster spot, and he has a fastball that can get up to 98 from the left side, paired with a great slider. But his best pitch is his changeup. His control does falter at times, but with continued experience, it's just going to continue to improve. Coming in at number 14 on my list, we have Hunter Brown from the Houston Astros. He's a number 43 prospect in all of baseball, and he's going to be the Astros' fifth starter this year. And he looks more than ready for the role as he put up a 2.5 ERA with 134 Ks and 106 innings at AAA last year, and then posted a 0.79 ERA with 22 Ks in the 20 innings he got at the big league level last year. His fastball is his best pitch, but his curveball and slider are pretty good pitches as well. And I'd keep an eye on Hunter Brown because I think he could win Rookie of the Year for this year. Coming at number 13 on my list, we have James Wood from the Washington Nationals. He's the number 17 prospect in baseball and plays the outfield. And this might be an overreaction on my part, but James Wood looks like he might be the left-handed Aaron Judge. He's a giant at 6'7", 240 and can do everything on the field well. He hits for power and average and has an elite eye as well, as he slashed .313, .420, .956 with 40 extra base hits, 50 walks, and 20 stolen bases. He progressed from rookie ball to high A in 76 games, and he plays pretty good defense in the outfield as well by using his above-average speed with his great arm. Coming in at number 12 on my list, we got Eury Perez from the Miami Marlins. He's the number 13 prospect in all of baseball, and he looks like he has all the tools to be an elite major league pitcher one day. He has a 6'8", 220 frame, and he not only does he have the physical tools to be a great pitcher, but he has 4 elite pitches with a great fastball changeup combo and a great slider and curveball. He has great control over all his pitches and does a great job of limiting walks. And while he did have a 4.08 ERA in AA last year, he did a great job of racking up strikeouts, getting 106 in 75 innings. Coming in at number 11, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers catcher, Diego Cartaya. He sacrifices contact for more power at the plate, but he does a great job of limiting strikeouts and drawing walks, and put up a 254, 389, 892 slash line with 45 extra base hits and 22 homers in 95 games between A-ball and high A last year. He's a really special prospect and will have plenty of time to develop into a beast, as he's only 21 years old and Will Smith is currently blocking him at the big league level. And personally, I think he's the most well-rounded catching prospect in all of baseball. Coming in at number 10, we got a left-handed pitcher from the San Francisco Giants and Kyle Harrison. He's the number 18 prospect in all of baseball, and honestly, he's the best left-handed pitching in all of baseball. At only 21 years old, he uses a deceptive arm angle paired with 3 elite pitches and his fastball, slider, and changeup to rack up a ridiculous amount of strikeouts and swings and misses. And not only did he post a 2.7 ERA with 186 strikeouts and 113 innings between high A and double A last year, he averaged a ridiculous 14.9 whiffs per 9 and 39.8 whiff percentage. He does struggle with walks at times, but he's going to make a big impact on the Giants roster once he does get that a little bit under control. Coming in at number 9, we got the number 9 prospect in all of baseball from the Boston Red Sox, Marcello Mayer. It hurts me that the Tigers passed on him in the draft because he's truly a special prospect. The Red Sox took him with a pick after the Tigers with the 4th pick in 2021, and he's just a very well-rounded player. He has all the hitting tools you could want with 60 contact and 50 grade power, and posted a 280, 399, 888 slash line with 45 extra base hits and 17 stolen bases in only 91 games, which shows he also has some decent speed. He might have gotten drafted for his bat, but his defense isn't shabby either, with him having a 60 grade arm and defense grade at shortstop. Coming in at number 8, we got the number 3 prospect in all of baseball from the New York Mets, Francisco Alvarez. I feel like he's a little bit overrated because he's a catcher, but that can't play defense like at all other than having a strong arm. But while he does have a limited defensive ability, his offensive potential is insane. He has immense power and a great eye. And while he is struggling really badly in spring training, so he's likely going to start in AAA and work his way onto the big league lineup at some point, after putting up a 260, 374, 885 slash line with 27 home runs and 70 walks in 112 games, he's a prospect to keep an eye on. Coming in at number 7, we got the number 8 prospect in all of baseball in Jackson Chourio from the Milwaukee Brewers. He's already an extremely complete player at only 19 years old, and while he does have a more power-based approach, he still has a really good eye. He also has 70 grade speed that allows him to get to most balls in the outfield and steal a decent amount of bases. And while he does have a weaker arm due to his shoulder injury that he suffered earlier in his career that forced him to move from short to the outfield, he's still a very complete player with the ability to become a superstar in the very near future. Coming in at number 6, we got Elly Cruz from the Cincinnati Reds. He's number 10 prospect in all of baseball and plays shortstop/third. And he's one of the most exciting prospects in all of baseball. There isn't anything on the field that he can't do. He hits for contact and power and has an elite speed that he uses to steal a ton of bases, and he pairs that with a great arm to play elite defense. He put up a 305, 357, 910 slash line with 68 extra base hits and 47 stolen bases in 120 games between high A and double A last year. And even though he's probably going to start in AAA this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he sneaks his way onto that big league roster this year. Coming in at number 5, we got Anthony Volpe from the New York Yankees. At only 21 years old, the Yankees just announced that he's made the opening day roster after he's played so amazingly in spring, and he's likely going to be the opening day starting shortstop. He's had more of a power-based approach so far in the minor leagues, but he started hitting better for contact, and he has an elite eye and speed that he uses to steal a ton of bases and play great defense at short, even though he has a limited arm. Last year between AA and AAA, he slashed a 249, 342, 802 slash line with 61 extra base hits, 65 walks, and 50 stolen bases in 132 games. And after how well he's played in spring, I cannot wait to see him play at the big league level. Coming in at number 4, we got Andrew Painter from the Philadelphia Phillies. He's the number 6 prospect in all of baseball, and he's the best pitching prospect in all of baseball at only 19 years old. He looked ready to make the big league roster before he strained his UCL, but that's probably not going to stop him from getting called up once he is healthy, just due to how dominant he's been in the minors. He posted a 1.56 ERA with 155 strikeouts to 25 walks and only 103 innings. He has 4 elite pitches, with his bread and butter being his fastball and slider, but he has excellent control over all of his pitches. And he was also the MLB pipeline pitcher of the year last year. Coming in at number 3, we got Gunnar Henderson from the Baltimore Orioles. He's ranked as the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, and he's one of the favorites to win the American League Rookie of the Year this year. He played well when he got called up last year, and he can do everything on the field well, from hitting to running to playing defense, and he's pretty much a 5-tool player as a rookie. Coming in at number 2, we got Jordan Walker from the St. Louis Cardinals. He's the number 4 prospect in all of baseball, and he's one of the favorites to win the National League Rookie of the Year at only 20 years old. At 6'5", 220 of pure muscle, he is a very intimidating presence at the plate and is a very complete hitter who is for power, average, and walks at a decent clip as well, as shown by his 306, 388, 898 slash line, with 53 extra base hits in 119 games in AA. He also has great speed and a rocket arm that lets him play great defense and steal a ton of bases. And between his defensive versatility and hitting ability, you're going to see him make a big impact for the Cards this year. Coming in at number 1, we have Corbin Carrol from the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's ranked as the number 2 prospect in all of baseball, and if you look up a 5-tool baseball player on Google, more than likely a picture of him is going to come up. He's already the fastest player in the big leagues, and he uses his speed to play, as well as his strong arm to play great defense at all the outfield spots, and he hits well for power and contact with an extremely good eye. He played well in his limited time in the bigs last year, and the number 2 prospect in all of baseball is one of the favorites to win Rookie of the Year this year. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Let me know what you would change in the comments, and let me know any future video ideas you'd like to see as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe with post notifications on, and check out my other videos. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.